Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a quick recap of what happened in the US Open yesterday, plus also other sports. But been doing the daily recaps, um, albeit very small, like 5 minutes. But this is a quick one. We'll probably do a deep dive review of the US Open with Dr. Dan later today. But what an incredible victory by JJ Spaun. I mean, the whole field was bunched up, especially in the last 4 or 5 holes. You had everyone tied up at +1, with anyone could have won, whether it was Spaun or I know Burns kind of flamed out towards the end. Had a tough lie where there was like a lot of water, but I think according to the rules, I think it is what it is. And then there's nothing anyone can do. Adam Scott, then you had Ortiz, then you had Victor Hovland. So there were a lot of players who were in contention, but ultimately it was JJ Spaun who emerged victorious. But how he won the US Open is a drama for ages, like we can call it. It drains a 67-foot putt. I mean, he needed two putts to win, but he made the 67-foot birdie putt on the 18th to clinch the US Open in style. For someone who's been tottering in the 500s, and he even mentioned it that at one point in the in the press conference that he was ready to quit. He didn't. He didn't. He thought that he had a great run. He was in and out of the PGA and got the exemption back in 2020 during COVID, but then battled his way through. I mean, these are stories you can write forever and ever on the resiliency of some of these players like Spawn, who have a never quit attitude. I mean, I think he even mentioned that sometimes it just, there were other people who believed in him, and then he continued that journey to win. He didn't start well yesterday. He had five bogeys to start. Um, I think there was a little story that came out that at 3 a.m. that his daughter was sick, and then he had to run to CVS to pick up something. That's a story of a dad who wants to go take care of the family, and then he comes back, doesn't start well, had another bad break with his second shot hitting the flag pin, where if he had just gone past the flag pin, that would have spun and landed about 6 to 7 feet away from the pin, but instead it rolled off completely and away because the way the course is set up, the ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, much to his dismay. But he kept at it. He finished very strong, finished 16, 17, 18, really strong, and then came up victorious. What another amazing performance by for a first-time major winner. I mean, he had Adam Scott, who had won this major or Masters in 2013. He was trying to win his second major. He had Victor Hovland trying to win his first major. You had McIntyre as well. But end of the day, it was JJ Spaun who stood tall as all good golfers fell by the wayside thanks to the course. The only player in this field to actually be under par. And that tells you everything. And he showed incredible poise. There was no antiques on the course. He's just so dialed in. Um, just seems like a regular guy, just trying to play golf and trying to make this one. He gets his $4 million, well deserved, for someone who's battled through this course, and not only this course, but also through life changes. I mean, there was a time when he said when he was number 542, he was diagnosed with type 2, and later they found out that it was a type 1. He started losing weight and came back and somehow got his game going. And this year he has played really well. Heard his name a few times in many of these tournaments, but uh, but now he's a major champion, and no one can take that away from him. And what a great finish it turned out to be. Uh, that's where we are with uh, the golf, the U.S. Open golf. As on the other side, on the northern side, we had the F1, where you had George Russell from England winning it in style. He had the pole position, and then Max Verstappen came in second. But the story would be Kimi Antonelli, the 18-year-old Kimi Antonelli, getting the third position, and that's an incredible story in itself. I mean, this is a young kid who is racing among men and then comes through. Um, and as far as the thing is concerned, you still have McLaren still leading, but this is a great win for Mercedes. I was not able to fully watch the race, but caught little bits and pieces of it. But it was an incredible finish for George Russell. So with that, we wrap up the Primos News Bites. Looking forward to the more detailed recap for U.S. Open golf. And quickly in the NBA, you have 2-2. Thunder and Pacers are locked in at 2-2 with Game 5 today. So, and then on the World Test Championship, I know I didn't cover it before. South Africa, incredible victory. Markham putting on a show, and Temba Bavuma putting on a great show to win the World Test Championship against Australia. And incidentally, this is the first championship that South Africa has won in 18 attempts. So this is a great story for that nation, great story for all the previous South Africans who have tried hard to win a cricket championship. And meanwhile, this defeat for Australia is something they'll look in the mirror. I mean, a little aging team, but interestingly, when you looked at the last three uh, cricket championships, you had 2023 Australia beats India in the final, 2024 India beats South Africa in the final for T20, and then 2025 you had South Africa beating Australia. So it's these three teams which have beaten each other to win the three pinnacle trophies in each of the formats in cricket. So with that, we wrap it up, and thanks again for listening.